Now, all of this sounds pretty negative, and you might be thinking, well, why have you shared all of this promising information when there's nothing actionable we can do at this point about it? But all is not lost. New research recently published in December 2022 in International Immunopharmacology shows that a specific type of polyphenol can help to reduce T cell activation by starving cells of glutamine. This is what we're going to dig into in this video. We'll first look at what the research has discovered in a little more detail regarding how this polyphenol works to control autoimmune diseases. Then we'll explore what this specific polyphenol is. And finally, we'll explore the best food and supplement sources of this specific type of polyphenol. So if you feel it might help you, you'll know exactly how to increase your levels. Now, autoimmune diseases is an umbrella term for a wide range of different conditions, over 80 different types actually, including rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, multiple sclerosis, Crohn's, colitis, and type 1 diabetes. To summarise them briefly, it's where the body's immune system attacks the healthy cells of the body. Over 20% of the American population is said to suffer from one or more forms of autoimmune diseases, and they sit within the top 10 causes of death for women in particular under 65 in America. So they can be extremely serious, and that's why this new research is so important, since whilst there's no cure for autoimmune diseases, control is the only mechanism by which those who suffer from them can enjoy a better quality of life. So let's start by looking at how the researchers found this polyphenol to influence the symptoms of autoimmune diseases. It basically inhibits glutamine absorption by targeting the main glutamine transporter protein, alanine serine cysteine transporter 2, or ASCT2. Now, you might be thinking, what does glutamine have to do with anything regarding autoimmune diseases? Well, it boils down to T cells. It's believed that T cells are the aggravators of autoimmune diseases. They're a form of white blood cell that ordinarily help your body to fight infections and abnormalities. But in people with autoimmune diseases, these same T cells basically mistake healthy cells for foreign bodies and attack them. Now, for T cells to operate and proliferate, they require the presence of extracellular amino acids, particularly glutamine, to do this. And when those amino acids aren't present, it makes it a lot more difficult for these T cells to replicate and perform their functions. So whilst this may not be a desired scenario within the immune system of healthy individuals, since you really want to fuel your T cells as much as possible to strengthen your immune system, in people with autoimmune disease, dampening the immune response is exactly what's needed. So you aren't fueling your body with what it needs to effectively attack itself. Now let's talk about the specific type of polyphenol that delivers this effect, because they don't all do this. The specific polyphenol found to help control autoimmune disease is called PCB2DG. The PCB2 element refers to procyanidin B2, and the DG part on the end refers to gallate, which basically improves procyanidin's ability to interact with protein surfaces and therefore inhibit glutamine absorption. So now we know what the specific polyphenol is and what it does, how can we increase our intake of this polyphenol naturally? What food and supplement sources are available? Well, herein lies the difficulty. Whilst procyanidin B2 is available in many foods such as red apples, red grapes, cocoa, berries and red wine, it's not known to be readily available in gallate form, which is the important part regarding controlling autoimmune disease. And it's not that polyphenols are never naturally available in gallate form in foods. ECGC, found in green tea, is a gallate form of catechin, which is a subgroup of polyphenols. Unfortunately, this has a very different chemical structure to procyanidin B2 and will not produce the same effects in terms of controlling the symptoms of autoimmune diseases. It's not possible for the effective esterification process of procyanidin B2 and gallic acid to take place inside the human body during digestion. If you consume both gallic acid and procyanidin B2 together, it's likely they'll both be simply metabolized separately and won't produce the same effect as consuming PCB2DG on its own. Given the recency of this research around PCB2DG, there also isn't currently any supplement form available on the market. Now, all of this sounds pretty negative, and you might be thinking, well, why have you shared all of this promising information when there's nothing actionable we can do at this point about it? But all is not lost. There are numerous studies to suggest that polyphenols can be useful in standalone format or non-gallate form for autoimmune diseases. One study published in the journal PLOS1 in 2014 found that PCB2 from grape seeds was able to reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in a mouse model of autoimmune encephalomyelitis, in a condition that's similar to multiple sclerosis in humans. The study suggested that PCB2 may have potential as a therapeutic agent for autoimmune diseases. Another study published in the journal Nutrients in 2021 reviewed the effects of flavonoids on autoimmune diseases and concluded that they have potential therapeutic value. The study suggested that flavonoids may help to modulate immune responses, reduce inflammation, and improve immune function in people with autoimmune diseases. So, whilst we eagerly await more research on this compound and perhaps the launch of a reputable supplement form, it's not going to hurt if you suffer from autoimmune disease, or even those that don't, since polyphenols have a wide range of health benefits beyond this specific function, to increase your intake of polyphenol-rich foods, and in particular, foods shown to be rich in procyanidin B2. As mentioned earlier, these are red apples, red grapes, cocoa and berries. Maybe leave the red wine given the downsides of alcohol consumption on inflammation and the fact that it's been found to exacerbate autoimmune diseases. Just be careful with cocoa also, since many cocoa products have been found to contain excessive levels of cadmium, a very toxic heavy metal that's actually been linked with not only the exacerbation of, but also the development and initial onset of autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis. If you're looking to increase your polyphenol intake through increasing cocoa intake, you want to find a cocoa that's proven and tested to contain high levels of polyphenols and flavonols and the lowest possible levels of cadmium. There have been several empirical studies performed across numerous brands of cocoa, and it was discovered that the brand with simultaneously by far the lowest cadmium content and also by far the highest flavonol content was Cocoa Via. This brand was found to contain more than 20 times the flavonol content per gram of the nearest alternative and 4 times less cadmium per gram than the nearest best performing competitor. We've provided a link to their products in the description of the video below. So there you have it. I hope you found this video helpful and that it provided more information on the potential benefits of polyphenols for the effective control of autoimmune diseases. If you like the content, please go ahead and subscribe. You can do that here and also beneath the video. And don't forget to also hit the bell symbol when you do so you can be notified of any new health and wellness videos that we post. Thanks for watching.